and welcome back to my channel. So Christmas is over now, but that's okay because I get to use all of my new makeup. Yay! I love makeup. So I have got lipstick on my teeth, beautiful. But anyway, I have done this New Year's Eve look. It's this really spacey blue, chocolatey, bronzy look, I don't know. But the glow is real. Whew. I'm probably just going to have a quiet one for New Year, but I know that other people will go out and party, obviously with better hair than this. So hopefully you can create this look for a party or for whatever, really, even if it's just for fun. And I will let you crack on and enjoy the video. So I just did my brows with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade, but I didn't use my normal colour. I've actually been using taupe since about Christmas Eve, and it's now the 29th. So I've used it like every day. I think this is really nice actually. I much prefer it to the medium brown, so I'll just kind of show you the two. Now obviously the medium brown's been used quite a lot, but we've got, here's the taupe and here's the medium brown. I do still like this colour and it does still match me, but I feel like this would be really good for like going on a night out, or if like I want really bold brows. And because this is cool toned, this still matches my hair, which I quite like, and it's good for like daytime and for work and stuff, so that's, I'm really happy with that. I was a bit worried to try it, I thought it might be too light or whatnot, but I'm really happy with it. It looks really nice on my brows. I've also just set it with the clear brow gel from NYX, and I have just carved out my brows and primed my lids with the foundation that I'm going to be using today, and then I set it with the shade Divinity from the Too Faced Chocolate Bonbons palette. And we're going to just move on to the eyes, and I'm actually going to take this palette and I'm just going to be taking a really big fluffy brush, and I'm just going to be taking this shade right here, which is called Almond Truffle. And I'm just going to take quite a lot of this product and I'm just going to work it in the outer corner, and then I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to bring it quite high up into the crease and then into this kind of inner socket part here, just kind of like under the brow. And this is going to be our first transition shade. And this is actually going to go quite high up into the kind of brow bone area as well, if you can see. Now this is a lovely cool toned taupe colour. It's absolutely stunning. Now I know that you can barely see it on camera, but it is there, and this is just kind of going to help with the next colours that we're going to use kind of blend together and whatnot. So using the exact same brush, because I'm going to use a clean blending brush later on, I'm then going to take this colour right here, which is called Mocha. And again, I'm going to take quite a good amount of product, and again just in the same place, kind of the outer corner, up into the higher crease area, into this kind of socket here. I'm trying not to get this, apart from on the outer corner here, I'm trying not to get this on my lid. If you do though, don't worry. And again, just kind of blend this out. I'm going to try and make a V shape as well with this. Just going back and forth to build up the colour and to blend it out. And then I'm going to take a smaller blending brush. So the brush I've just used is the Morphe M441. I'm now going to take the Morphe M433, and I'm going to take Bordeaux, which is this dark brown shade here. And again, I'm going to pack this on the outer corner, just like that, and then I'm going to take this in. Now I'm not going to be taking this as high as Mocha, because I do want that kind of gradient transition, but this is going to go into the crease. I hope you all had a lovely Christmas. I certainly did. It was just really nice and quiet. It was me and my mum for most of it, and then my boyfriend came over. He came home, and we spent the night together, and we played Monopoly and played with all my new makeup, and it was really nice. Christmas dinner was lovely, and it was really nice. My boyfriend, we lived together, but he was with his parents and his brother and his sister for most of the day, and then he came back home to be with me. It was a really lovely day, really nice. So once I've got the colour on, and I'm happy with that, I'm going to quickly just run over the edge ever so slightly with the brush that we used before, just to make sure that there are no harsh lines. And then that was a bit loud. Now I would like to deepen this up further, so I'm going to be taking the Naked Ultimate Basics palette from Urban Decay, and I'm just going to be taking a bullet kind of crease pencil brush. This is the Morphe R41, and I'm just going to take this dark brown shade here, which is called Lethal, and I'm only going to be taking a little bit of this, and I'm just going to kind of bring this down, kind of like winged eyeliner, and then from this point here I'm going to take it up. So again, it creates that kind of V shape. Now, I've only used a little bit of product, and I'm using this, like, the pressure is so light and you can already see the difference. So you do have to go really light with this product. Now, don't worry about it not being blended just yet. We are going to go back and blend that out. And then using the brush that we used before with Bordeaux, again we're just going to go over that. And then as we're blending it, when we bring it in, it will kind of fall over into this kind of area here. Now, when blending, it hasn't quite brought this deep colour in as far as I would like, but that is personal preference with your looks. Now, normally I would love it like this. However, no extra product on my brush whatsoever. I'm going to take this pencil brush and very lightly bring it in just a little bit. Just following this line. Now what I'm doing is I'm tilting my head back and looking down so I can see where my natural crease is, kind of where my eye kind of naturally rounds, and I'm just following that kind of rounded edge just ever so slightly, and then I'm going to go back in with that blending brush just to make sure that it is all blended out. Now I'm going to go back into the Bonbons palette, and I'm going to be taking this Earl Grey colour here. That's actually what it's called. I'm not just calling it that because it looks like Earl Grey. It's actually what it's called. And I'm going to be taking this on a flat packing brush with some MAC Fix Plus setting spray. And I'm just going to get a lot of this product. Now I quite like this because it's like a bluey grey, but it's a really dark, and it's also got like a bit of green in it as well. And then I'm just going to place this on my lid, and as I'm doing so I am carving out this brown here. Now if you wanted to, you could carve out this brown with concealer or foundation first, but I'm just going to do it with the eyeshadow. Now it doesn't matter so much if it's an even layer. It would be good to get it as even as possible, but if not, that's okay. Now my carved line isn't as neat as I would like, so I'm just going to go in with a liner brush, just a clean one with a little bit of Bordeaux, and I'm just going to run like the tiniest little bit of Bordeaux. And I'm just going to run over that just to help get away that kind of bluey, greeny, grey colour. There we go. And I'm just going to run over the edge with this just to blend it out. Now with the same brush that we've just used, you can give it a wee wipe with some tissue if you want, or you could just leave it as it is. I've given mine just a little wipe with tissue, not much. I'm going to be taking my Dose of Colours Ideal Duo in the shade Stellar. Now this is beautiful, so if you don't know about the Ideal Duos from Dose of Colours, they come with a coloured sticky base primer thing. Oops, I dropped it. And then if you take this off here, in this glass bottom there is a glitter which matches the colour of the primer. And they've got loads of different colours, so they've got greens, they've got silvers, they've got reds. Stellar, which I'm using today, is a lovely, deep, dark, spacey blue. It's lovely and dark, so I'll just open it up. So that's what the colour of the primer is like. And I'm just going to get my brush in this. Now you can use a smaller brush if you wanted, or you could use your finger. I'm just going to stick with this brush. And then I'm going to put it exactly over that Earl Grey that we've just used. And you'll be able to tell it is more bluey than the Earl Grey. But the Earl Grey serves as a good base. Now where I am, it's been snowing a lot, so there's lots of kids outside playing in the snow, so if you can hear them, I'm sorry about that. But that's just what it looks like with the primer on. Now this is a little bit sticky, not too much, but it's sticky enough for the glitter that's just about to come. So, I don't know if you can see, I don't really want to tip it a lot, but can you see the colour there? You'll be able to see it better when it's on my eye. So again, I'm not going to wipe this brush at all, but I'm just going to get my brush that I've just used in the glitter, and then I'm just going to stamp this on. Now I'm going to even bring it over this brown slightly, just to help blend it. I have wanted an Ideal Duo for so long, like any Dose of Colours product actually, in fact. So I asked my boyfriend to get me an Ideal Duo for Christmas, and I was like, he can choose the colour, because to be honest I kind of want them all, and I just couldn't choose which one I wanted because they were just all so pretty. So I was like, right, this is what I want, but you can choose the colour. And then that way I didn't know what colour I was getting, and to be honest I still didn't know if I was going to get it. But he said that this was, out of the ones that he saw, in his opinion this one looked the nicest, and it is absolutely stunning. It is absolutely gorgeous. So he did good. He did good. I'm just going to get the very first brush that we used, the really big blending brush, and I'm just going to kind of ever so slightly go over that line. Not too much. Just a little bit. So I didn't realise, but my camera had shut off. It stopped recording. So I've just deepened up the outer corners with Bordeaux from the Bonbons palette, and I'm just going to get Black Jack from the Urban Decay palette, and I'm going to try and find the smallest brush that I have, and I'm just going to take a little bit of that and then just also kind of blend this out quite close to the lower lash line. But I'm just going to keep this in the outer corner, just because I feel it looks too light on the outer corner considering how dark the blue is. So I feel like we just need to deepen this up just a little bit more. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Morphe MB21 brush and my Inglot gel liner in the shade, in the number 77, which is just this black shade. Look how beautiful it is. It actually really hurt me to use it because it was just so smooth, and you can see around the edges here. I put a poster on my Instagram and it was like, oh, it was beautiful. It was just so beautiful. But anyway, I'm going to take this gel liner and I'm just going to create a thin line which will help cover the band of our lashes when we put them on. And I'm just going to stop at the very point of my eye here. I'm not going to create a wing or anything like that. It's literally just a line for the lashes. I'm now going to move on to the face, and this is the actually it's all exciting, but this is going to be good. So I'm going to prime with the number 7 airbrush away primer, sorry. And I'm only going to use a little bit of this just like in my T-zone area, a little bit on my cheeks, and just kind of like in the middle here. Now I don't normally get spots and anything like that, but I have had quite a lot of like, not spots per se, like texture and like bumps, like especially here. And kind of like down here and on my chin, like over Christmas. And I don't know why. It's very unlike me. Very unlike me. But we're going to go for something super glowy today. So I'm going super glowy, and yet I'm going to be using a matte foundation. But I'm going to be using the number 7 Beautifully Matte Foundation in the shade Calico. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just, I normally put it on like a few pumps on the back of my hand and then use my beauty blender to rub it in. But I'm doing something different today. And I did this on my mum a couple of days ago, so fingers crossed it'll work on me too. So I'm just going to put one pump on my cheek here, one pump on my cheek here, and then one on my forehead, and then just like a little bit of a pump on like my nose and my chin. Not like a full pump, just like a little bit of a pump. Just so they get coverage as well. And then I'm going to take my Anastasia Beverly Hills Liquid Glow highlighter, face highlighter in the shade Perla. I think this is like the only one that would possibly suit my skin tone because I'm so pale. But now you have to be careful because it will fall everywhere. I'm going to put roughly the same amount on each cheek here. So like one there and like one there. And then a little bit again just for the coverage on my nose and on my chin. It's falling everywhere. And then I'm going to take my beauty blender and then blend that all into my face. Now I don't know if you can see it, but my face is glowy. Now this foundation is a very matte, very full coverage foundation, so it's not working as well as it did with my mum. However, if I used the matte light or if I used another foundation, then it would work superb. However, it is working just enough to give me that extra kind of glow, because I'm not really looking for a glow. I'm looking for like a healthy dewiness. And then obviously you'll need to bring it down or use a little bit of extra foundation to do down on your neck to make sure it's all blended in. Now purely because of the products that I'm going to use, I'm going to mix up my face routine a bit. Now obviously it would be like concealer, powder, everything else, but I'm going to mix it up, and I'm actually going to be using the iconic London Illuminator drops in the shade Shine, and it's just like a little dropper applicator. So obviously you pick it in and then you would put it in and then you would like drop it on. Place that on the highest point of my cheekbones. Just like so. And then I'm going to use a brush initially. And I'm just packing this on and kind of blending it out that way. Bringing it down onto my cheeks. And then once I've got the most of it blended out, I'm going to take the beauty blender, just blend it out a bit further, like at the edges and stuff. It's going to be an Iconic London kind of day because I'm going to be using another Iconic London product. This is a pigment foundation stick in the shade 3.1. I thought this was going to be a more cool tone when I looked at it online, but it's quite warm actually. So it's going to create a nice bronzy look. So I'm just going to place that on here, bring it up a little bit onto our forehead. Now I'm literally just tapping that on, I'm not rubbing it, and you can already see it come up. And then down here. Oh, I've done that one like so low compared to the other side. Which is really annoying, but anyway. I'm going to have an asymmetrical face. I'm going to be taking like a Real Techniques foundation kind of brushy thing, and I'm going to just blend this out. Now I'm going to blend this upwards like that, not downwards. but as you can see it is really like orangey bronzy. I'm going to use my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in the shade NW15. Trying not to get it over that highlight that we just did. So you could do this before using the highlight, but you'd have to blend it out again before because you wouldn't be able to set it, because in case the powder went onto that area where you need the highlighter to go. So you have to like blend it in, put your highlighter down, and then blend this back out before you put powder on it, because otherwise, because like you need to get the creases out. Now what you could do, especially because this is quite sloppy, is use concealer to kind of carve this out a bit more. But I feel like concealer is going to be a bit too light, so I'm just going to go back in with a little bit of foundation. Now I'm going to set everything, so I'm going to use my trusty RCMA No Colour Powder. Making sure not to go over the highlight too much. Now I normally don't set this foundation stick with anything, however sometimes if I feel like I do want a bit more of a contour, I will take my NYX HD powder in taupe, literally just get the littlest bit and just kind of pop it here. And then that way it looks more like a contour as well as a bronze. I would never use a bronzer to contour my nose. Like, that's just so wrong for me. Like, other people can do it and that's totally fine, but for me that just would look so weird and wrong. For blush, I'm going to be using Love Radiance by Bareminerals. It's just one of these loose blushes. I don't actually know if you can get this anymore, this particular colour, but they do have similar ones. It's really nice. It's just this really kind of pinky blush with kind of gold highlighty speckles to it, so it's not like a matte blush. It does have a bit of a gold to it, but it is super pigmented, as you can kind of see there. So you need a little bit with a light hand. So I don't use it very often, so I've still got like loads left, but I'm gonna just quickly run over that with this. I have been dropping everything lately. Like, I've dropped my phone loads, I've dropped makeup loads, I've dropped loads of brushes. I don't know why. And then for highlighter today, now it's totally up to you. You don't have to go over this because it is already super glowy, but you can if you want to. I am undecided yet, but I will be using for the rest of my face, use the Inglot Sparkling Dust Face, Eyes and Body Powder thing in the shade number 07. And this is so gorgeous. Now this is a highlighter. The only issue I have though is it is very glittery. It is a very glittery highlighter, but it's not a bad thing. It's just sometimes you don't want a glittery highlighter, but we'll see. So I'm going to just ever so slightly just put this on top of that liquid glow. Just a little bit. I did my makeup I did my mum's makeup Christmas Eve, I think it was. Not Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. And I did the liquid glow with the foundation trick, and then I put more of the same liquid glow that I used with her on her cheeks, and then I put this on top. And she was blinding. Like, you would have been able to see her from space. I'm gonna, if she'll let me, attach a photo here, so you can just see the glow. So I'm going to go back into my Bonbons palette and I'm going to take a mix of almond, truffle and mocha. And I'm just going to run this on the lower lash line. And now I've actually used a bit too much mocha, so I'm going to take almond truffle and just blend this out a bit more. Making sure to connect it up here as well. I'm going to then take Bordeaux, run that all the way along. Using a very, very, very small brush, so like this one from Eco Tools is like a wee point here. Going to take Lethal from the Urban Decay palette, and then I'm just going to stamp this at the inner corner here, right at the lower lashes. Have one slightly out of focus, there we go. My ingot powder. Woof! And for lips, I'm going to use two, I think. I might end up changing my mind. But for starters, I'm going to be using XYZ, which is a Bareminerals matte liquid lip. I also have one called Infamous. This is my mum's one. She got it in a gift pack, so I'm not too sure if you can buy this separately. But I am aware that if you can't, they do have very similar colours. I love these liquid lips because they're so moussey. It literally is like a creamy mousse just going on your lips, and then it dries matte, and they're so comfortable, so long wearing, and they smell like chocolate. Now you could leave it here with this kind of bricky colour, but I'm going to kind of just let that dry for a second, just a second. And then I'm going to be using the lighter colour from this trio, which is called Hemp. And I'm going to place this on top, just in the middle. And I'm going to do this and then make an ombre. So, like I said, it's going to be an iconic type of day because I've used an iconic liquid highlighter, I've used an iconic contour foundation sticky thing, and now I'm going to be using iconic lashes. So I'm going to be using iconic lashes in the style Flirty, and now I have had to trim them just a little bit at the outer edge, but only a tiny bit. This is what they look like. So I am going to stick them on off camera and I will be right back. And here is the finished look. I love this look so much. I just love how spacey and dark it is, and obviously if you wanted to you could change this lip and go for something lighter or something a bit more colourful, whatever. Just you do what you want to do. I'm just here to show you makeup tutorials and makeup looks and hopefully try and look some a little bit prettier than what I normally do. But anyway, here is this look. I really hope that you've had a wonderful Christmas, and I really hope that you have a lovely new year too, and enjoy 2018. Bye guys!